Hey everyone! Today I'm going to be showing you two of my favorite knots. Also my two favorite knots I'd recommend for beginner fishermen because they're the most versatile knots that I use for most of the baits I tie on. And they're pretty simple too. So let's get right into it. For this video I'll be using braided line instead of fluorocarbon or monofilament just so you guys can see it a little better. And the camera might not be able to focus in on it that well. That's the best I can do. Okay, moving on. So the first knot I'm going to show you guys is called the polymer knot. Now this knot is very simple. It's pretty strong, and it's the knot I use when I tie with braid, when I'm fishing with a drop shot, in those type of situations. Here it is. So first you got to take your line and you got to double it like that. So you put a little loop in your line. Okay, so what you do is you take that loop and then you run it through the eye of your hook. Okay. Now next step, you take that loop you made and start to make a simple square knot with that in your line. Okay. Now before you cinch this down, you want to take the loop you made and wrap it around the hook. So, I might have made this loop a little small, but you take that loop and you wrap it around your hook, bring it back up. And then if you're using fluorocarbon line or monofilament, you want to get this wet with whatever you can. If I'm not near a body of water, I'm just tying baits at my house. For me, that's my spit. But when you're using braid, you don't have to. So then you just cinch that knot down and clip off your excess. It's a little too small to clip off. I think that'll be good. And that's how you tie the polymer knot. The second knot I'm going to show you is called the improved clinch knot. Now this knot I use whenever I'm tying a crankbait, worm hook, pretty much anything on other than drop shot without braided line. I'm going to tie this knot with braided line for this video just because, as I said earlier, you can see it easier than monofilament or fluorocarbon. Okay, so first step is you just run the line through the eye of the hook, just like that. A little more slack to work with here. And then you take your line, pinch it down, and you want to twist it by the hook 6 times. If you were going to do this with braid and fish with it, I do it more than 6, or if you're using a smaller, thinner line. The thicker the line, the less wraps you have to do. The thinner the line, the more. So it's going to do, let's say, 8 wraps here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now what you do after you've made your wraps is you take the end of your line and you run it through this loop that's been formed at the base of your hook, right there. That little loop right next to the eye of the hook. So you run your line through that loop. Yeah, it's a little hard with braided line. Okay, and then you pull it through this other loop you made by doing that, this bigger one right here. And there you go. Now, at this point you want to wet your line and cinch it down. Again, this is braid. I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to cinch this down. And there is the improved clinch knot. Just snip the excess off. Oh, come on. And there you go. I hope you guys like this video. Again, these are my two favorite knots to tie, and they're the knots I tie most when you're tying line directly to your hook or your bait. These are the two knots that I'd recommend for beginners because they are both durable and easy to tie versus a harder knot. And yep, see you guys next time. Man, I swear, these scissors can't cut through anything.